The background was in the development that customer asked for a pump that can be easy to operate and less variance. Because if you, for example, maintain a product number in a company that will cost 300 euros a year, you need spare parts for every product number. And also the purchasers told us they want to have a pump that is very flexible. That was one point. And the other point was also simplicity. For example, in a process, in the night shift, when they want to change a process, all people in the department should operate the pump, that they can make settings, change flows and so on. And in normal pumps you need special documentation to adjust the pump. And in our pump you can, for example, save settings, and if you want to change it, you activate it, and then everyone can adjust the pump and operate the pump. What I want to show here is the modularity of our Smart Digital pump. We have three highlights, that is modularity, simplicity and intelligence. And one of the things is modularity. For example, here in our Smart Digital pumps, we have customers, they install the dosing pump in different positions. Some customer build the pumps in this way, and then they need a control cube here in the front. We have some customers who install it in the other way. And then normally you need another pump where the display is on the other side. It's a new product number, you need two product numbers, and it's a little bit complicated. Here for our Smart Digital, you can turn the control cube in three positions. If you remove these two screws, you can turn the control cube in three different positions with one product number. The other thing is we have this base plate. The base plate can be also mounted in two different positions. You can install it on the floor, but you can also take this base plate, remove it from the pump, screw it on the wall, and then hang the pump into this holder. So with the Smart Digital, you have the possibility to have 7 different installing positions with one product number, and that is a big benefit. The other benefit is if you want to install the pump into a SCADA interface, then we have these boxes, these control boxes, and these control boxes can be clicked below the pump, also afterwards. So if you decide to integrate the pump into a SCADA system, 6 months after you install the pump, no problem. You remove the base plate, take the control box, click it below the box, and then the pump is integrated into a SCADA interface. So that is one point, the modularity. The other point is the simplicity, how to operate a pump. And if you have a pump and if you have this Smart Digital, you have the possibility to select directly the needed flow with our push and turn button. It's very easy to operate. You go to the field where you want to select the flow, and then you can directly set the flow that you need. And it's not needed that you have any graphs or correction factors to adjust the stroke length. If you want to have 5 milliliter or 5 liter per hour, you select 5 liter per hour, push the button, and then the pump will make the 5 liter per hour. Also the display, if there is something wrong with the pump in the dosing process, we have a colored display. So if I create a failure here in dosing process, for example cavitation, then after a few seconds the display will turn the color into an orange color, like a warning. It takes a little moment. So now you see that something is wrong in your dosing process. You can go into the menu, in the alarm menu, and then directly see what is the problem. For example here, air bubble, and you also see how many % of the air bubbles are in the process, so that you have a feeling, is it a small failure or is it a bigger failure? And if the pump gets back in normal operation, the display goes back into green color. So our Smart Digital pump has a dosing monitoring system. It can detect especially specific failures in the dosing process. So for example, in other pumps, if there is a failure, you will get an alarm. And then you have to check the whole pump where your problem is. You have to check the valves, you have to disassemble the valves, clean it, and it's a try and error. With our Smart Digital, the Smart can detect exactly, for example, that there is a leakage in the discharge valve. You can repair it, and the pump is back in operation in a very short time. The other thing is air handling, for example. If you have the pump at the weekend and it's standing there with gaseous liquids, then you have the problem that the dosing head can be blocked full of air bubbles. And if you want to start the pump will not start. In our pump, if you activate the aeration functionality, the membrane will vibrate every 20 minutes so that the pump will or get rid of the air bubbles, and if you have Monday and start the pump is back in operation. The other benefit is our auto flow adapt functionality. You know that if you have changing back pressures or air bubbles, you will have a deviation in your flow. If you want to have 5 liters per hour and you have air bubbles or changing back pressure, then you have a fluctuation in your flow which you don't want to have. And if you activate auto flow adapt, then the pump will check you want those 5 liter per hours, and if you have a variation, the pump can adjust it with a stepper motor to get back to 5 liters. So you can have, for example, changing back pressures, you can have air bubbles, the pump will do 5 liter per hours, and that is auto flow adapt. So you don't need any pressure loading valves in this process. For customer means if you can do easy settings, the process, or you can change the process very quick. You do the settings and the pump, it will take 2 minutes, and then the pump is back into operation, and you have not a long stop into your process. And long stops in process means that the customer will lose money.